Hello, beautiful soul. Come, sit with me for a while. I want you to take a deep breath and just allow yourself to be here, right now, in this moment. Feel your body settling into whatever space you're in. Let your shoulders drop just a little. There's nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do right now except be here with me. I know why you're here today. There's something stirring in your heart, something that's been calling to you about creating the life you truly desire. Maybe you've been working with manifestation for a while now, trying different techniques, reading books, watching videos, setting intentions, and yet something feels like it's missing. The results aren't flowing the way you hoped they would, or perhaps they come sometimes, but not consistently, not in the way that feels natural and effortless. I want you to know that what you're feeling is completely normal. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken, and you're not doing anything wrong. What you're experiencing is simply part of the human journey of remembering who you truly are and what you're capable of creating in this beautiful life. Today, I want to share with you something that changed everything for me and for countless others who have walked this path of conscious creation. It's not another complicated technique or system you need to learn. It's actually something so simple, so gentle, that you might wonder how something this easy could be so powerful. But that's exactly why it works so beautifully. This one simple habit has the power to transform not just your manifestation abilities, but your entire relationship with life itself. It shifts something deep within you, something at the very core of how you see yourself and what you believe you deserve. And when that internal shift happens, everything in your external world begins to reflect this new inner truth. We're going to explore this together, step by step, in a way that feels nurturing and supportive. I'm going to help you understand why manifestation might have felt challenging up until now. And then I'm going to show you a path that feels so much easier, so much more natural. By the time we finish our time together today, you'll have everything you need to begin transforming your manifestation abilities from this moment forward. But first, let's talk honestly about what many of us experience when we first begin working with manifestation. There's often this initial excitement, this sense of possibility that opens up when we realize we have the power to consciously create our lives. We learn about thoughts becoming things, about the law of attraction, about setting intentions and visualizing our dreams. And it all makes so much sense. Of course we can create our reality. Of course our thoughts matter. So we begin. We set our intentions. We create vision boards. We repeat affirmations. We visualize. We try to think positive thoughts and maintain a high vibration. And sometimes wonderful things do happen. Sometimes we see clear evidence that this manifestation thing really works. But then there are other times when it feels like we're pushing a boulder uphill. Times when no matter how hard we try, how positive we think, how clearly we visualize, our desires seem to stay just out of reach. This is where frustration can set in. We start to wonder if we're doing something wrong. Maybe we're not visualizing clearly enough, or our affirmations aren't strong enough, or we're not maintaining our vibration consistently. We might start to question whether manifestation really works, or whether it works for others but not for us. Some people even begin to feel guilty, as if their inability to manifest consistently means they're somehow failing at life itself. There's also this pressure that can build up around manifestation. When we really want something, when we've been working toward it for a while, there can be this sense of urgency, this feeling that we need to make it happen now. We might find ourselves checking constantly for signs that our manifestation is working, looking for evidence, almost demanding that the universe show us proof. And the more we push, the more elusive our desires seem to become. What many people don't realize is that this pushing energy, this sense of urgency and need, actually creates resistance in our energy field. When we're coming from a place of lack, of, I don't have this thing I want and I need to get it, we're actually affirming the very thing we don't want. We're affirming that we don't have it, that it's separate from us, that we're incomplete without it. This creates what I call the manifestation trap. The more we want something, the more we focus on not having it. The more we try to force it, the more we push it away. It's like trying to catch a butterfly. The harder you chase it, the faster it flies away. But if you sit quietly in the garden, appreciating the beauty around you, the butterfly might just land gently on your shoulder. There's something else that happens too. When we've been disappointed by manifestation attempts in the past, when we've wanted something deeply and it didn't come, we develop protective mechanisms. Part of us starts to hold back from really believing, really opening to receive, because it's safer not to hope too much. We want to manifest our dreams, but we also want to protect ourselves from disappointment. These protective patterns are completely understandable. They're actually a sign of intelligence. Our subconscious mind is always trying to keep us safe, and if hoping for something in the past led to pain, it makes sense that part of us would be cautious about hoping again. But these same protective mechanisms can block the very thing we're trying to create. The truth is, manifestation isn't really about getting things from outside ourselves. It's not about convincing the universe to give us what we want, or about manipulating energy to bring us external rewards. True manifestation is about coming into alignment with who we really are, and then allowing life to reflect that truth back to us. When we understand this, everything changes. We stop trying to force and start learning to allow. We stop focusing on what we don't have and start appreciating what we do have. We stop seeing ourselves as separate from our desires and start recognizing that what we truly desire is actually a reflection of what's already within us, waiting to be expressed. Most people approach manifestation backwards. They think the sequence is want something, work to get it, then feel good when it arrives. But the actual sequence of conscious creation is feel good first, align with the essence of what you desire, then allow it to manifest naturally. The feeling state comes first, not last. This is why so many manifestation techniques focus on visualization and feeling as if you already have what you want. But even this can become effortful and forced if we're not coming from the right foundation. If we're trying to feel good about having something because we believe that feeling will bring us the thing, we're still operating from the same backwards paradigm. True manifestation begins with recognizing that you are already whole, already complete, already worthy of love and abundance and joy. Not because of what you might create or achieve, but because of who you are at your very essence. When we start from this foundation of wholeness, manifestation becomes not about getting something we lack, but about expressing more fully who we already are. This is where the subconscious mind becomes so important. Our subconscious holds all our beliefs about ourselves, about what we deserve, about what's possible for us. If deep down we believe we're not worthy of love, no amount of affirming, I am worthy of love, will create lasting change. The subconscious will keep running its old programs, creating experiences that match our deeper beliefs rather than our conscious desires. But when we learn to work with the subconscious mind gently and lovingly, when we start to heal those old beliefs and replace them with truth, manifestation becomes natural. It stops being something we do and starts being something we are. We become people who naturally attract what we desire because we've become vibrationally aligned with those experiences. This is also why manifestation isn't really about controlling outcomes. When we're trying to manifest from the ego mind, we often have very specific ideas about how our desires should show up, when they should arrive, what form they should take. But the universe is infinitely creative and intelligent. It can bring us what we desire in ways we never could have imagined, often in forms that are even better than what we originally thought we wanted. The key is learning to focus on the essence of what we desire rather than the specific form. If we want a loving relationship, the essence might be connection, intimacy, partnership, and growth. If we focus on that essence and become someone who embodies those qualities, we naturally attract relationships that match that vibration. But if we get fixated on exactly how that relationship should look, who it should be with, when it should happen, we might miss the beautiful opportunities the universe is trying to bring us. This brings us to one of the most important principles of conscious creation. We attract not what we want, but who we are being. Our external world is always a reflection of our internal state. If we want to change what we're attracting, we need to change who we're being, how we're feeling, what we're believing about ourselves and life. And this is where most people get stuck. They know they need to change their internal state, but they don't know how to do it authentically. They try to think different thoughts or feel different feelings, but it feels forced and temporary. They might be able to maintain a positive state for a while, but then old patterns creep back in, and they find themselves right back where they started. What we need is a practice that naturally shifts our internal state, not through force or effort, but through love and appreciation. We need something that helps us remember who we really are, that connects us with our inherent worth and beauty, that opens our hearts to receive the good that life wants to give us. And that practice, that simple daily habit that can transform everything, is what we're going to explore together next. What I'm about to share with you might surprise you in its simplicity. This habit that has the power to transform your manifestation abilities forever isn't about doing more. It's not another technique to add to your spiritual practice. It's not about visualizing harder or affirming louder or trying to control your thoughts more carefully. Instead, it's about coming home to yourself in the most loving way possible. The simple habit that changes everything is this: daily self-appreciation. Not just gratitude for what you have in your life, though that's beautiful too, but genuine appreciation for who you are as a being. Appreciation for your heart, your courage, your willingness to grow. Appreciation for the way you show up in the world, for your unique gifts, for the love you bring to life even when you don't feel like you have much to give. I can almost hear some of you thinking, "But Louise, that sounds too simple. How could just appreciating myself change my ability to manifest?" And I understand that response completely. We've been conditioned to believe that transformation has to be complicated, that we need to work hard and struggle to earn the good things in life. But what if the opposite were true? What if the very simplicity of this practice is exactly what makes it so powerful? When you truly appreciate yourself, something magical happens in your energy field. You begin to vibrate at the frequency of love, of worth, of enoughness. And from that frequency, you naturally attract experiences that match that vibration. You stop trying to get love from outside yourself because you're already full of love for yourself. You stop trying to prove your worth because you already know you're valuable. You stop grasping for abundance because you recognize the abundance that you already are. This isn't about ego or arrogance or thinking you're better than others. True self-appreciation is actually very humble. It's recognizing the divine spark within you, the same spark that exists in every living being. It's honoring the courage it takes to be human, to love, to dream, to keep going even when life feels difficult. It's acknowledging your own tenderness, your own strength, your own unique way of moving through the world. Most of us were never taught how to appreciate ourselves. In fact, many of us were taught the opposite. We learned that self-love was selfish, that we should focus on others instead of ourselves. That humility meant putting ourselves down. We learned to notice our flaws and mistakes while barely acknowledging our gifts and successes. We became experts at self-criticism and beginners at self-love. But self-appreciation isn't selfish. When you truly love and appreciate yourself, you have so much more love to give to others. When you recognize your own worth, you naturally see the worth in everyone around you. When you're full of appreciation for yourself, it overflows naturally into appreciation for life itself. Self-love doesn't make you narcissistic. It makes you generous. It doesn't make you arrogant. It makes you kind. The reason this practice is so powerful for manifestation is that it addresses the root of most manifestation blocks, the feeling that we're not enough, that we don't deserve good things, that we need to earn love and abundance through our achievements or our goodness. These beliefs create a vibration of lack, of unworthiness, of having to prove ourselves. And from that vibration, we can only attract experiences that confirm those beliefs. But when you genuinely appreciate yourself, you shift into a completely different vibration. You move from lack to abundance, from unworthiness to natural deserving, from needing to prove yourself to simply being yourself. And from that place, manifestation becomes effortless because you're no longer trying to get something from outside yourself to fill an inner void. You're already full, already whole, already complete. Now let me explain exactly how this works in your energy system, in your mind, and in your ability to attract what you desire. Every thought and feeling you have creates a vibration, an energetic frequency that goes out into the field of consciousness around you. This field responds to your vibration by bringing you experiences that match whatever frequency you're predominantly broadcasting. When you appreciate yourself, you're broadcasting the frequency of love, of worth, of appreciation. The universe responds to this by sending you more experiences that give you reasons to feel loved, worthy, and appreciated. It's not magic in the mystical sense. It's actually a very natural law, like attracts like. Love attracts love. Appreciation attracts more to appreciate. But there's something even deeper happening when you practice self-appreciation regularly. You begin to rewire your neural pathways, literally changing the structure of your brain. Every time you choose to appreciate yourself instead of criticizing yourself, you're strengthening the neural networks associated with self-love and weakening the ones associated with self-judgment. Over time, self-appreciation becomes your natural default instead of something you have to work at. This rewiring process also affects your subconscious beliefs. The subconscious mind learns through repetition and emotion. When you repeatedly appreciate yourself with genuine feeling, you're teaching your subconscious that you are worthy of love and good things. These new beliefs then begin to influence every aspect of your life, from the opportunities you notice to the chances you're willing to take to the way you carry yourself in the world. Self-appreciation also affects your physical body in profound ways. When you appreciate yourself, your body releases feel-good chemicals like serotonin and dopamine. Your nervous system relaxes, your heart opens, your breathing deepens. This physical state of well-being creates a foundation for manifestation because you're literally in a receptive state. You're open to receive rather than closed off and defensive. There's something else beautiful that happens when you make self-appreciation a daily practice. You begin to see yourself the way the universe sees you. You start to recognize your own magnificence, not in an arrogant way, but in a humble, awe-struck way. You begin to understand that you are a walking miracle, a unique expression of life itself, worthy of all the love and beauty and abundance that existence has to offer. This shift in self-perception changes everything about how you show up in the world. When you know your own worth, you stop settling for less than you deserve. When you appreciate your own gifts, you're more willing to share them. When you love yourself, you naturally attract people and opportunities that love and appreciate you too. You become a magnet for the very things you've been trying so hard to manifest. The practice itself is beautifully simple, which is exactly why it works so well. Complicated practices often engage the analytical mind, which can actually interfere with the natural flow of manifestation. But simple practices bypass the mental resistance and go straight to the heart, to the feeling level where real transformation happens. Each morning, before you get caught up in the activities of your day, you're going to spend just a few minutes appreciating yourself. You can do this in bed as you're waking up, during your morning coffee, or as part of whatever routine feels natural to you. The key is consistency and genuine feeling, not perfection or lengthy sessions. Start by taking a few deep breaths and placing your hand on your heart. Feel the steady, faithful rhythm of your heartbeat. This heart has been beating for you since before you were born, never taking a break, never asking for recognition, just lovingly sustaining your life moment by moment. Take a moment to appreciate this miracle of your beating heart. Then, begin to appreciate other aspects of yourself. You might appreciate your willingness to grow, the fact that you're here learning about manifestation and self-love. You might appreciate your courage in facing life's challenges, or your kindness toward others, or the unique way you see the world. You might appreciate your body for carrying you through life, your mind for its creativity and intelligence, your spirit for its resilience and hope. The specific things you appreciate don't matter as much as the feeling of appreciation itself. Some days you might appreciate big things, like your capacity to love or your determination to create a better life. Other days you might appreciate smaller things, like the way you made someone smile or the fact that you got out of bed even though you didn't feel like it. What matters is that you're genuinely feeling appreciation for yourself, not just thinking the words. This isn't about making a list or checking boxes. It's about dropping into your heart and really feeling grateful for who you are. Let the appreciation wash through your body. Let it fill up your cells. Let it remind you of your inherent worth and beauty. Even if it feels unfamiliar at first, even if a voice in your head tries to argue with you, just keep coming back to the feeling of appreciation. Some people find it helpful to speak their appreciations out loud, while others prefer to feel them silently. Some like to write them down in a journal, while others simply let them flow through their awareness. Find the way that feels most natural and nurturing to you. The important thing is that you're making contact with your own goodness, your own lovability, your own worth. As you practice this daily self-appreciation, you might notice resistance at first. Parts of you might feel uncomfortable with focusing on your positive qualities. You might hear inner voices saying things like, "This is selfish," or "You don't deserve this," or "Who do you think you are?" This resistance is completely normal. It's just the old programming trying to maintain its familiar patterns. When you notice resistance, be gentle with yourself. Don't try to force the resistance away or argue with it. Simply acknowledge it with compassion and return to your practice of appreciation. The resistance will soften over time as you consistently choose love over criticism, appreciation over judgment. You can also extend this practice throughout your day. Whenever you catch yourself in self-criticism or comparison, you can pause and find something to appreciate about yourself instead. When you make a mistake, instead of beating yourself up, you can appreciate your humanity and your willingness to learn. When you're facing a challenge, you can appreciate your courage and strength. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. Self-appreciation begins to weave itself into the fabric of your daily experience. You start to see yourself as the universe sees you, as a beloved being worthy of all good things. And from that foundation of self-love, manifestation becomes not something you do, but something you naturally are. Now let's explore some specific ways you can bring this practice of self-appreciation into your daily life in the most loving and effective ways possible. The beauty of this work is that there are so many gentle, nurturing ways to honor and appreciate yourself throughout each day. Think of these as love letters you're writing to yourself, gifts you're giving to your own precious heart. One of the most powerful practices you can do is mirror work with self-appreciation. This might feel challenging at first, especially if you're not used to looking at yourself with loving eyes, but it's one of the most transformative things you can do. Each morning, look into your own eyes in the mirror and speak words of genuine appreciation to yourself. Look past any perceived flaws or imperfections and connect with the soul looking back at you. You might say something like, "I appreciate your beautiful heart," or "I love how you keep trying even when things feel difficult," or "Thank you for being willing to love and grow." The key with mirror work is to speak to yourself the way you would speak to a dear friend or beloved child. Let your voice be soft and kind. Let your eyes be gentle. If tears come, let them flow. Sometimes we cry when we finally receive the love and appreciation we've been longing for, even when it's coming from ourselves. These tears are healing tears, washing away years of self-criticism and judgment. Journaling can also be a beautiful way to deepen your self-appreciation practice. Each evening, you might write down 3 things you appreciated about yourself that day. These don't have to be big accomplishments. Maybe you appreciated the way you listened to a friend, or how you chose a healthy meal, or the fact that you took a few deep breaths when you felt stressed. Maybe you appreciated your laugh, or your curiosity, or the way you petted a dog you met on the street. Let yourself notice and record all the ways you showed up with love throughout your day. You can also use your journal to write love letters to yourself. Write about your courage, your growth, your willingness to keep learning and evolving. Write about the challenges you've overcome and the strength you've shown. Write about your dreams and how beautiful it is that you have the capacity to envision a better life for yourself. Let your journal become a safe space where you can express all the love and appreciation you feel for who you are becoming. Your body is also a beautiful partner in this practice of self-appreciation. Throughout the day, you can place your hands on different parts of your body and send them appreciation. Thank your feet for carrying you wherever you need to go. Appreciate your hands for all the ways they help and create and touch. Send love to your stomach for digesting your food and providing you with energy. Honor your shoulders for carrying the weight of your responsibilities. This kind of body appreciation creates a sense of wholeness and connection that supports all aspects of your well-being. You might also create little appreciation rituals that feel meaningful to you. Maybe you light a candle each morning and spend a few moments in self-appreciation. Maybe you write yourself a little note of encouragement and put it somewhere you'll see it during the day. Maybe you choose a special piece of jewelry or clothing that reminds you of your worth. Maybe you play a song that makes you feel good about yourself and dance a little appreciation dance. The specific ritual doesn't matter. What matters is that you're consistently choosing to honor and appreciate yourself in ways that feel authentic to you. As you continue practicing self-appreciation, you're going to encounter some of the common challenges that arise on the manifestation journey, and I want to help you navigate these with grace and self-compassion. One of the biggest challenges people face is what to do when their desires still feel very far away, when they've been appreciating themselves, but the things they want to manifest haven't shown up yet. This is where patience and trust become so important. When desires feel distant, it's tempting to think that your self-appreciation practice isn't working, or that you need to try harder or do something different. But this is exactly when your practice becomes most valuable. When desires feel far away, that's when you need self-appreciation the most, because it keeps you connected to your worth regardless of external circumstances. Remember that manifestation often happens in ways and timing that our minds can't predict or control. The universe is always working on your behalf, even when you can't see evidence of it. Your job isn't to make things happen. Your job is to stay aligned with love and appreciation so that when opportunities arise, you're in the right vibration to recognize and receive them. When impatience arises, and it will, use it as an opportunity to appreciate your desire itself. Appreciate that you have dreams and visions for your life. Appreciate that you care enough about your growth and happiness to want more. Appreciate that you're willing to learn and practice and grow. Turn the impatience into fuel for more self-love rather than allowing it to create more separation between you and what you desire. Doubt is another visitor that comes to call on the manifestation journey. When doubt arises, it's usually because part of you is trying to protect you from disappointment. Instead of fighting the doubt or trying to push it away, appreciate the part of you that's trying to keep you safe. Thank it for caring about you. Then gently remind yourself that you're worthy of your dreams, not because you've earned them or deserved them through your actions, but simply because you exist, because you're a precious expression of life itself. Fear often shows up too, especially fear of unworthiness, fear of failure, fear of success, fear of being disappointed again. When fear arises, place your hand on your heart and send that frightened part of yourself so much love and appreciation. Appreciate your tenderness, your vulnerability, your courage to keep dreaming even though you've been hurt before. Fear often dissolves in the presence of genuine self-love. There will also be difficult times when self-appreciation feels almost impossible, when life circumstances are challenging and you're just trying to get through the day. These are the times when your practice is most important, even if you can only do it for 30 seconds. Even if all you can do is place your hand on your heart and whisper, "I'm doing the best I can," that's enough. Even if all you can appreciate is that you're still breathing, that you're still here, that's enough. During difficult times, be extra gentle with yourself. Lower the bar. Make the practice as simple as possible. Appreciate small things, that you brushed your teeth, that you were kind to someone, that you're still willing to hope for better days. These moments of self-appreciation during difficult times are like planting seeds in winter soil. They might not seem like much, but they're creating the foundation for beautiful growth when spring comes. As you continue this practice over weeks and months, you're going to notice profound changes beginning to happen in your life. These changes often start subtly, so gently that you might not even notice them at first. You might find yourself feeling a little more confident, a little more at peace with yourself. You might notice that you're less affected by other people's opinions or criticism. You might find that you're more willing to speak up for yourself, to set boundaries, to go after opportunities that feel aligned with your heart. One of the first things people often notice is that their relationships begin to improve. When you're full of appreciation for yourself, you naturally attract people who appreciate you too. You might find that people treat you with more respect, that you're drawn to healthier relationships, that conflicts resolve more easily. This happens because you're no longer tolerating treatment that doesn't match your new sense of self-worth. Your relationship with money and abundance often shifts as well. When you truly appreciate yourself, you begin to believe that you deserve good things. You might find yourself more willing to invest in your growth, to charge what you're worth if you have a business, to apply for better jobs, to ask for raises. You might notice that opportunities seem to appear more frequently, or that you're more open to receiving help and support from others. Your creative expression often blossoms too. When you appreciate yourself, you're more willing to share your gifts with the world. You might find yourself writing, singing, painting, dancing, or expressing yourself in ways you never felt confident enough to try before. You might discover talents and interests you didn't know you had, or rediscover passions you abandoned years ago. The changes aren't always dramatic or immediate. Sometimes they're so natural and gradual that you almost don't notice them until you look back and realize how different your life has become. You might notice that you sleep better, that you make healthier choices, that you feel more optimistic about the future. You might find that solutions to problems arise more easily, that you feel more guided and supported by life. Some people notice that they become more intuitive, more connected to their inner wisdom. When you appreciate yourself, you learn to trust yourself. You begin to value your own feelings and insights. You might find that you know things without knowing how you know them, that you're guided to the right people and opportunities at the right times. As your practice deepens, you might find that your appreciation naturally expands beyond yourself to include all of life. When you're full of love for yourself, that love wants to flow outward. You might find yourself appreciating nature more deeply, feeling more connected to other people, seeing beauty in places you never noticed before. This expansion is natural and beautiful, and it creates an even stronger foundation for manifestation. There are signs to watch for that indicate your practice is truly transforming your manifestation abilities. You might notice that desires begin to feel lighter, less urgent, more like preferences than desperate needs. You might find that you're less attached to specific outcomes and more open to allowing life to surprise you. You might notice that when something doesn't work out the way you hoped, you recover more quickly and trust that something even better is on its way. Another beautiful sign is when you begin to manifest things you didn't even know you wanted, things that turn out to be perfect for you in ways you couldn't have imagined. This happens when you're so aligned with self-love that the universe can surprise you with gifts that match your highest good rather than just your conscious desires. To deepen your practice over time, you can begin to appreciate more subtle aspects of yourself, your intuition, your wisdom, your capacity to heal and grow, your connection to something greater than yourself. You can appreciate your journey, including the difficult parts that have helped you become who you are today. You can appreciate your potential, all the beautiful possibilities that exist within you. Creating a supportive environment for your continued growth is also important. Surround yourself with people who appreciate and support you. Fill your space with things that remind you of your worth and beauty. Read books and listen to content that reinforces your understanding of your inherent value. Limit exposure to influences that make you feel bad about yourself or that reinforce old patterns of self-criticism. My beautiful friend, as we come to the end of our time together today, I want you to know how much I appreciate you. I appreciate your willingness to be here, to learn, to grow, to open your heart to the possibility of loving yourself more deeply. I appreciate your courage in considering that maybe, just maybe, you are worthy of all the love and abundance and joy that life has to offer. What we've explored today isn't just a manifestation technique, it's a way of living, a way of being in relationship with yourself and with life. This simple practice of daily self-appreciation has the power to transform not just what you attract, but who you become. It can turn you into someone who naturally radiates love, someone who expects good things, someone who knows their own worth so deeply that the world can't help but reflect that knowing back to you. The journey of self-love isn't always easy, and it isn't always linear. There will be days when appreciation flows easily, and days when it feels like the most difficult thing in the world. There will be moments of profound self-love, and moments when old patterns of criticism try to take hold again. All of this is normal and natural and part of the beautiful, messy, magnificent process of becoming who you truly are. What matters is that you keep returning to love. What matters is that you keep choosing appreciation over criticism, kindness over judgment, acceptance over resistance. Every moment you spend appreciating yourself is a moment you're changing the world because you're adding more love to the collective human experience. You are not here by accident. You are not a mistake. You are a unique, irreplaceable expression of life itself, worthy of all the love your heart can hold and more. Your dreams matter. Your growth matters. You matter. And the more you can see this truth, feel this truth, live this truth, the more your external world will reflect it back to you in ways that will take your breath away. So I invite you to begin today, right now, with one simple moment of self-appreciation. Place your hand on your heart, take a deep breath, and find just one thing you can genuinely appreciate about yourself. It doesn't have to be big or impressive, it just has to be true. Let that appreciation fill your heart and flow through your body. Let it remind you of who you really are. And tomorrow, do it again, and the next day, and the next. One moment of self-appreciation at a time, you're going to transform your life from the inside out. You're going to become a person who knows their own worth, who expects good things, who attracts love and abundance not through effort or struggle, but through the simple power of being authentically, beautifully, magnificently yourself. The universe is waiting to shower you with blessings. Your only job is to know that you're worthy to receive them. And you are, my dear friend. You absolutely are.